Yeah, so man, Felix.
So you're seriously going unscripted?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
this is like an unprepared session, so I don't know.
let's go.
But we can. There's still a lot to talk about. I've been thinking about this particular thing for quite a while, and now that you are here, I think we can do this one, right?
Let's YOLO it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's yell it. So, all right, hello guys. This is Felix right here. He works in a training center as an ESL teacher. Also, crap. That shit moved. Okay, let's
How
start.
did it move?
I think my leg
Oh,
kicked
okay.
it. Okay, so this right here is Felix, and he teaches English as a second language in an ESL school or in a training center. Let me put it that way. I teach English as a second language in a kindergarten, and the environment, although they are similar, there are really a lot of differences. So what we want to do today is talk about some of the differences between teaching or the experiences in teaching in a training center as compared to teaching in a kindergarten. And also, he has a lot of VIP lessons, and he teaches lessons online. And I know there are a lot of people who are interested in teaching English online. So we're going to talk about that for today. Let's take it from the top. Or you say that. So,
Let's take it from the top.
there you go. You know where I got that from?
Where?
There's this. You remember Rango?
Yeah, of course.
And at the end of the
course.
movie, there's a song. There's a song part after the main movie, and I think he has a particular recital at the end, and it's like he says a couple of things like. He talks about Babel and all that, and then while saying it, he falls down. And after he falls down, I say, "Okay, let's take it from the top." So that's where I got. I think that was interesting. That's where I got that from.
Rango. I missed that.
Yeah. So Felix, tell us what is it like to teach in a training center? You've been in China for a really long time, and you've been teaching English as a second language. You've been teaching ESL in a training center for the past 3-4 years.
Yeah,
About 4 years. Okay.
About 4 years.
So what is it like to you?
Well, comparing it to the kindergarten, it's quite different. Like the times are different. First of all, you guys usually go in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 8.
Yeah. By 8 you have to be there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's 8 to about 4 in the afternoon.
Yes, 5 p.m.
5
actually.
p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, that's long hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
But because we are like a training center, kids usually come after school, and they usually leave school at about 4 o'clock. So we do go to school, like we do go to school at 1 and do the prep work that gets ready for the students to come in. So there's some like training, check-in stuff like the previous work that the kids have already done.
All right.
Those kind of stuff. Basically prep work.
So
waiting
the
for
kids come in after 4,
Yes.
but you have to be there to prepare your lesson plan
Yeah,
to
training,
go
teacher
through
training.
to go through a whole lot before the kids
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
come in.
And then when they do come in, we have like non-stop lessons, back to back, all the way to
Wow.
7:30. But then I'm a little different compared to the Chinese teachers, because I have some VIP students.
Oh, okay. So in the training center, there are teachers who are Chinese who teach English, and they are different from the actual foreigner who teaches English in the school.
Okay, I didn't know about other schools, but then this is what my school does. The Chinese do the whole like teaching words because I train them to pronunciations and stuff so that kids get that right. But then when it comes to my part, we still use the same lessons, but then I put it into some kind of like an engaging environment. So all the things that the kids have learned already, we try to use them in an everyday environment. So it's not just learning words every day, new words, sentences, and then we actually use them.
So if I kind of understand you properly, it's like the Chinese teachers are going to teach the words, the vocabulary,
Yes.
and then the foreigner is going to come in and try to familiarize the children with using those words in everyday scenarios.
So
Okay, that's kind of cool.
so it's like I do something more like a review, because you know the kids and their pronunciations still
Yeah.
they still go off
Yeah,
and stuff
definitely.
like that. So
Definitely.
when it comes to my lessons, I can go like individual students and correct them like one on one, and then we take those words, because now they know what the sentences and words mean. Okay, and then we put them in an, like I said, an environment where they can use it. We actually do role playing games and stuff, so that the kids get to use the stuff that they've learned.
Okay.
So it's not just like I said, it's not just learning words.
Okay.
It's actually using them in like
Well, that
everyday
makes sense.
communication.
That makes sense. Well, in the kindergarten, what we do is we go early at 8 o'clock. Well, my first lesson now, before my first lesson was around 8:05, but from this semester it's gonna be from 8:30, and we are there until 5 p.m. That's the normal time. But I also have some VIP lessons that sometimes go as late as 6:30 p.m. So sometimes it gets really
I
late.
don't
But the
envy
good
you.
part is that I'm doing this from Monday to Friday. But you guys in the training center have to do a full day on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, because
like I
school
said,
is
the
like-
first time I said the kids do go to school from
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, so they leave school and come here go to the training center after
Yeah.
4.
Mhm.
So, but Saturday and Sunday, it's the
yeah,
off day.
it's a full day for you guys.
We get to school at 8 and we leave school at 8.
Wow, that's about 12
And for
hours,
me,
right?
and for me, it's like non-stop teaching, like because I have some VIP. So when I'm not teaching like the bigger classrooms where I teach with the Chinese teachers, I am teaching my personal students one-on-one.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like in between lessons, I'm doing my personal VIP lessons, and then after that, I go to the big classrooms and teach.
So I understand that, with something like the VIP at my school, most of the VIP, although we brand it as, I mean, it's called VIP,
It's
but
just one-on-one tutoring.
yes, but the time is limited for us, and it's just me. So the school still puts together a lot of other students, because the normal school time is different, and the VIP time is just about 1 or 2 sessions. So if we say we are going to do only one student, that means only one student for a day. But in your case, it's different, and you can have like one-on-one VIPs, right? Yeah, and I'm guessing the expense for that is
It's compared to the normal
compared to-
lessons. Of course, it's expensive. I mean, having a foreign teacher all to yourself, 1 hour, 1 hour, 30
I mean,
minutes.
that is gonna be expensive, right?
But then it has its advantages, because I can design lessons for that kid.
Yeah.
Even though we
Okay.
are using the same curriculum, every kid has their weaknesses and strengths.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you get to observe the child up
and
close
then I
and
design
know
lessons
for that particular.
exactly.
What do you think? You teach online too,
Yeah,
right?
I
I
do.
mean, you teach online. What do you think are the differences between teaching in the training center and the teaching online? Because I'm guessing it has to be not having the children one-on-one and up close, so that there's certain things that are going to be different.
It's not the same. Like when you're teaching the kid like face to face,
Yeah.
there's so much you can do. The TP, the expressions, like the kids can do what you're doing, and in that environment, he's actually, how do you say, there's that closeness. You see,
Yeah.
like there is no screen
Yeah,
and distance.
Exactly.
It's like, so
you have the one-on-one interaction with them.
Exactly.
If you
So-
want to shake hands, you can do that. If you want to
high
high five,
five,
yeah,
like,
you can
have
do
fun,
that.
and online, there are ways to make online lessons fun too. Okay, but then like I said, it's different in that there is no that distance, like that screen separating us from each other, and then we don't know what the kid is using. I've had this problem where the kid is using a laptop that has a terrible speaker.
Oh.
Okay, so when you teach, you repeat the word. Okay, say it like this, cat, and the kid is saying that because
Oh,
he's
because
hearing
that's what
the
they're
C
hearing.
becomes a punchy sound that makes it like that, like, and
Oh.
it's so there are so many
There are certain barriers to teaching.
we actually
online.
advise the parents to get like good headphones or good
Okay.
speakers and stuff like that. But then it's not always a perfect world
Yeah.
out there. So
I can imagine.
so it's there. It has its own drawbacks.
Do you remember the first time you actually taught online? I mean, I'm guessing you taught offline, one on one
I was
for a
so
while. You
used to-
remember the first time that
The
you
first
taught online?
the mistake I did the first time I taught online was I thought teaching online was the same as teaching offline. You see, I used the same curriculum, the same amount. Like I had the flashcards and everything, and
okay.
But then there's a way that you have to draw in the kid,
When
and it's
online.
easier to do offline compared to online.
Yeah, definitely.
And this online actually is all about the enthusiasm in your voice. Something as simple, like something so simple as the kid answering that question. Online, you have to add this. Oh, that's so amazing! Well done, because you can't high five the kid.
Yeah.
High fiving the kid is all, but then
Yeah.
online,
and you
have
certainly can't easily say, "Let's stand up and do something."
Exactly.
So you have to show it in your voice.
It's so much, and that one of the I learned something new, like using. We have this courseware that we use, and using that online, it was kind of boring. So I had a way like putting these the courseware stuff into the PPT and designing my own games around it. So it's like I found so many online games that I put into this PPT, and it's learning, but then it's interactive, more interactive because the kid can actually play with you. So that was my what's it called? My answer to not being
not being so.
Okay.
One of the biggest issues, and I talk about this a lot on my channel, is class control. I mean, when you have 20 kids in the kindergarten, class control is a big issue. You're gonna keep saying, "Stand up, sit down, hey, pay attention," and all that. So, do you also have this issue, especially when you're teaching online, particularly online?
Okay, this is the thing.
When you're doing VIP online, a VIP lesson or something, one child or two children, do you have this problem online?
Of course, think about this scenario. You're a 4-year-old kid. Okay, so I actually advise the parents to stay with the kids and help them.
Okay,
like,
through the lesson.
pay attention.
Okay.
But then it's not gonna happen all the time. Some parents just VIP lesson time online.
Time. They just give.
Open the laptop. Kid sits down. Mom, dad goes off. Okay, I understand. But then, kids have that low attention span.
Yep.
It's fun now. Like it's fun. Oh yeah.
2 minutes later.
2 minutes later. And then they are looking for stuff. They have some toys and they are playing. And you have to draw them in. And it's not like you can go to the kid and say like, oh, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
He's online. Hello. Look here. The word.
That is gonna be more difficult. So what exactly, like, what is the workaround for something like
I said,
this?
like
what do you
I
do?
told you, I used to use the flashcard and stuff like that. Now I have the PPT. That flashcard is on a PPT. Now I'm just not going to show. Let's say we are learning the word cat. I'm not going to show the word cat. Okay. Maybe I'll do a little video, a small video, a cute cat.
Okay.
Like playing and stuff, and the kid is, oh, that's a cute cat, and I'll ask, wow, do you like that cat? What is it? Can you tell me? Then the kid will be like, it's a. It's not just showing the words like as simple as that. And then there's that.
So the thing is, when you're teaching kids, you can't just go direct.
No.
You can't just go in and say, okay, this is it, and then.
No.
I mean, you always have to find ways to make it interesting and prolong what you're doing. Else, I mean, it's not like you teach in 5 minutes and the lesson is over. You see, because for instance, you have a lesson plan that says that you're going to teach the word cat. It doesn't take 100 minutes to show and teach and say the word cat to the child. It takes literally under 1 minute. But then the lesson is, for instance, a 45 minutes lesson, a 1 hour lesson. What exactly are you going to do in the rest of the time? and the child also has not, fully. So what are some of the online techniques that you use, not just for class control, but what do you use, what do you do so that you can teach in that whole time? Because I'm guessing if it's, for instance, a 5-year-old, you can't teach 50 words. You can't teach 40 words. You can't teach even 10 words. If it's going to be 3 words you're teaching in an hour, what are you going to do in that 1 hour teaching 3 words to one child?
So, like I said, what's in a big classroom, like in a normal classroom, like usually we separate words, then we go to sentences, then we employ those words into the sentences and let them like say I have if it's animals like cat, dog, rabbit, and the sentence is I have what pet, right? So it's like I have a cat, I have a dog, I have a, so that in a normal classroom that's what I'll go with. But then when it's online, what I do is right from the beginning I start making sentences. Right, because
right from the beginning
it's talking. I can't do anything else. I'm talking here and he's talking there. So we start making sentences right from the beginning. So it's like when I teach the word, I'm not just going to go with just that word. Repeat, say, repeat, say. I've already started employing sentences, and I ask questions that will solicit elicit more answers from the kid. So it's like, so look, it's a cat. Can you tell me? Can you see a cat? Yes, I can see a cat. What? Then I'll go to like color. Is it cute? Is it small? Is it big? Then like we are bringing stuff from different lessons. Then, do you have a cat at home? Then the kid will be like, no, I don't. Do you have what pet? Like, so it's not just about.
So saying
words.
That you start with sentences like right from the bat, right off, I'm also guessing sometimes you teach kids who are beginners.
Yes.
When it comes to English, so what do you do like? When you from the beginning you want to talk about speak with sentences, is there a difficulty in understanding?
So
what do you do with that?
The advantage of TPR comes in, just like big classrooms. So do you have a cat? Then if the kid still can't get, that's why most of the time it's good to have a parent or a helpful teacher. But then thankfully I can speak some Chinese.
We're going to talk about that next.
Yes. So there are advantages and disadvantages of using Chinese for your lesson. But then teaching a kid that doesn't even grasp what you are on about, then that's... So I try to use a little bit of Chinese, and that's where the PPT too is good, because the PPT, the sentence I'm talking about is in the PPT, and it's in English and Chinese.
And the kid can see the PPT.
English and Chinese. But then the Chinese is just for the kid to know what is happening, and the English is what we use in our lessons. And if it's a very young kid who cannot read, then I would say the part, and I don't need to even say the full sentences. Like, do you have a cat? Ni or Mao ma, your ma, like something simple. And if he's gonna answer, obviously they want to answer in Chinese. Wo yo. And so, so you say yes, I do. Yes, no, I don't. Like that's, you try to change the answer that the kid will try to say from the Chinese.
So
to English.
what can you do to get your students to speak more English? Because a lot of times, let's say when you're teaching and you enter the classroom or even online, and the kids are already conditioned with that first language and they want to say more of that first language. So what kind of transformation do you go through to get them to, at least when they see Teacher Felix, when they see Teacher William, to speak more of English? To not just individual words, but also, get into that sentence mood. Like, is there anything that we can...
So we speak Chinese, right? We can understand some Chinese.
Yes, indeed.
So when the kids ask us stuff in Chinese, the mistake we do is we try to answer them
with Chinese.
Okay? Even though they ask the question in Chinese, I would answer it in English. And if it's possible to teach that kid to ask that question in English, I'll let that kid there and then change his question to English and ask again. Now the next time he sees me, I'm not expecting him to use Chinese, because when he asks me in Chinese, what I usually do is I tell them, I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, and when I've done this so many times, when they see them, it's like they try and remember what.
What
Okay,
they say. What
so
they're
the
supposed to
mistake
say.
we do is when they ask us stuff in Chinese, we try to reply and respond in Chinese. Don't.
Because one of the things I always say at my school, I always tell them is that the more Chinese we speak in the classroom, the more the child begin to associate Chinese also to us. So,
Exactly.
for instance, one of the problems or one of the things that I notice is that, for instance, during a lesson, when I speak to the whole class and I say hello, they all say hello. When I say how are you, they all can say I'm fine, thank you. But when you see the child one on one and you say how are you, then the child is now thinking about how to respond. So what is the difference? Like, so they're gonna see this as a class, but when they see you, it's not gonna be okay. Like English, like let's speak English. Okay. So one of the things that I try to do is like speak less Chinese in the classroom.
It's a tough thing to do, actually.
It makes it easy. It makes teaching easy if you can speak
course.
more of that first language and let them understand you so easily. But I think in the long run, you may have more problems. That's why assistants in the classroom are so important.
It is.
That's why it's important for the assistant rather to do the translation or the class teacher to do the translation.
But not too much.
Yeah, not too much.
Because if they tend to translate every time, their kids will have that. Okay, I didn't understand what the teacher said. Chinese teacher, it will definitely translate it, so I don't need to understand that. I'm waiting for the translation to come.
That makes sense.
And then the translation will come in. Now he gets what you said, but then he doesn't remember what you said. He only knows what the translator said.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
It's a work in progress. You don't expect like on the very first day the child can magically speak English with you. So it's like you gradually transform, and
it has to be a gradual process.
it is. Language is a gradual process.
Learning a language takes time, and sometimes that's what some parents do not understand.
The parents I'm paying. I want my kid to magically start reciting Shakespeare.
So, for instance, one of the issues that I have with some of the parents is they want the children to be able to, like right off the bat, they can read English. And like, okay, hold on a moment. When you give birth to your child, and you start speaking to the child in Chinese, do you let the child start reading? Like, it doesn't happen like that.
So expectations.
It's a process. Okay. So, it's been good chatting with Felix today. I think we have drifted a little into
this thing
our own world. It was fun today. So,
I hope to come around more often and do this.
I hope we can do this again and talk about some other things. So it's been fun. This is Felix. He teaches ESL in China as well, just like me. So thank you for watching this one. We'll catch you in the next one. Love
and peace.
And peace.